This is the Greek Word of the Day with James Gregory. Welcome to the Greek Word of the Day. We have a big one for you. Os. It's kind of ironic because this word is so tiny. Just 2 letters. Os. Now, if you're using the Erasmian pronunciation, I believe you'd translate this hos, I think. Because in Erasmian, you definitely pronounce the rough breather as an H. But in my pronunciation, it's silent. Os. Okay? What does it mean? It means as, like, when, that, how, about. It is a comparative particle. Now, technically, it's the relative adverb of the relative pronoun os, omicron, not omega, but it is used as a comparative particle. It's marking the manner in which something proceeds, so you translate it as or like. So it helps mark similes. Okay, it's corresponding in this sense to outos, so in such a way. So sometimes you might actually translate it in such a way as. Okay, sometimes it'll combine with outos, sometimes it won't. There are specific uses in ellipses, so be aware of that as well. There are some words that go with os, especially subjunctive. That's probably meaning subjective, not subjunctive, but it could also be objective as well. The object of a clause or the subject of a clause. It can be the predicate belonging to such a subject. It can be combined with ekastos, each one as, or you could translate it according to what. It can combine with indirect questions. So just be aware of the uses, okay? But that's all the comparative aspect. It could also just be a simple conjunction, marking a point of comparison. Translate it as, but it has the force of so. BDAG says this as can have a so expressly corresponding to it or not, as the case may be. Further, both sides of the comparison can be expressed in complete clauses, or one or even both may be abbreviated. So it's correlative with outos, so in such a way as. The clause beginning with os can easily be understood and supplied in many cases, so the clause being abbreviated might appear to be short, and you have to understand from context what to supply. The noun upon which the comparison depends can often stand alone, and in these cases, os acts as a particle denoting comparison. So you have to add parenthetical remarks to complete the thought. There's also the Semitic influence of os, where it's combined with a substantive, taking the place of a substantive or an adjective. Best thing to do is look it up, see if you can find a reference. This could be the subject, it could be the object, but those are for substantives. It could also be an adjective, in which case os is the predicate. And then there's other noteworthy uses, BDAG says, where as can introduce an example, os can introduce short clauses, or the expression outos estin e basilia tu theou, os anthropos bali ton sporon, Mark 4:26, may well exhibit colloquial syntax. But some think that on once stood before anthropos and was lost inadvertently. So then you got to look at textual criticism. That's the second gloss. The third gloss is a marker introducing the perspective from which a person, thing, or activity is viewed or understood as to character, function, or role, translated as. This is with focus on quality, circumstance, or role. It can also be combined with a participle, giving the reason for an action. It could be before the predicate, accusative, or nominative with certain verbs functioning pleonastically, and further contributes to the aspect of perspective. It could also be with focus on a conclusion existing only in someone's imagination or based solely on someone's assertion. It can also be with focus on what is objectively false or erroneous. In this case, you might add like falsely alleged to be from. So that's 2 Thessalonians 2:2. A fourth gloss is as a conjunction marker of result in connection with indication of purpose. So it's along the lines of oste, so that. The only difference is it's almost always combined with the infinitive. A fifth gloss is a marker of discourse content. So in this case, you translate it as that, or the fact that. It comes after verbs of knowing, saying, introducing some sort of discourse, hearing. It functions as ot, that. A sixth gloss is with numerals. And what it is it's a degree that approximates a point on a scale of extent. Translated about, approximately, nearly. Okay? A seventh gloss is a relatively high point on a scale involving exclamation. Translated, how? An eighth gloss, and no, we're not done. It's a temporal conjunction. Now, when it's combined with the aorist, translate it when, after. When combined with the present or the imperfect, translate it while, when, as long as. When it's combined with on, os on, or os aeon, with the subjunctive of the time of an event in the future, translate it when, as soon as. When it is with the superlative, os tachista, translate it as quickly as possible. And a ninth and final gloss, OMG. It is a final particle expressing intention or purpose, translated with a view to, in order to. This can be used with the subjunctive, in order that I might finish, Acts 20:24, os telioso. It can be combined with the infinitive, os teliose, Acts 20:24. It could also be used with prepositions to indicate the direction intended. And that's it. That is today's Greek word of the day. It's a big one, even though it's a small word. I love the irony. And that's it. So we'll see you again tomorrow for another Greek word of the day. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.